Hello, Aries. Welcome back to the channel. Aries the Emperor here. I am back with another general reading for all of my Aries collective. If you guys are new here, welcome. This is an all Aries channel for all my Aries placements. Cross watchers, you are welcome as well. To everyone, you know the drill. Do not force the reading. If it resonates, it resonates. If not, then hey, that is fine and dandy, okay? All right, so thank you guys to those of you who do like, subscribe, comment, share, donate, book personal readings, shop the website. I am, like I said, for the most part, caught up with personal readings. If you have purchased a reading or a candle and have not received them, then reach out to me, okay, at your earliest convenience. If you'd like to connect with me, like I said, all my information is in the description box located down below, as in tarot classes are in full effect as well. So email me arieslovetarot11@gmail.com if you guys would like to sign up, okay? All right, so let's jump into this read and see what messages come out for you guys in the spread. I want to do some oracle before we jump into the actual tarot. So we may do, let's do the what's tea. We'll start with that. I hope everyone is doing amazing on today. All right, let me just clear my throat chakra. You guys, this water, I'm addicted to it. It's like the cleanest water I've ever tasted in my life. Like, ooh. All right, messages for Aries spirit. Let her rip. All right, let's see what we got. Bad reputation, bad karma, drama starter, child services. This could be a toxic ex, a toxic co-parenting situation, or lack thereof. All right, we have groupie to come out as well. Oh my God, what's with these energies? I did check the planetary placements earlier. So I know Sun is in Cancer right now. Moon is in Leo. So for me, that speaks to that could be ego. It's definitely high emotions. I mean, we're talking Cancer energy. You know what I mean? It's very intuitive, empath, and also an energy of maybe feeling just a little bit too much, looking into something a little bit too much. This could be somebody looking into you a little bit too much, because groupie energy is out here. So, I mean, Aries, I'm never surprised, you know, when you have fans, especially silent, hater-like fans, you know, people wishing bad on you, not realizing that they're setting up bad for themselves and boomeranging that, you know, right back around to themselves here, regardless of your reputation. You know what I mean? One thing about it is when you create bad blood between people, when you burn bridges, you know, sometimes you cannot go back from that, you know, and you have to make peace with that. It is what it is, you know, and maybe a lot of things, you know, play out the way they play out for a reason. You know, maybe that drama was meant to start so you could really see, you know, get a front row seat and not miss a beat, you know, to the show at hand, you know, or just, you know, people trying to put you in the hot seat or put the blame on you, and smiling in your face, you know, meanwhile spreading rumors and just unnecessary gossip. You know, these are very messy figures here. Let's see if we can get something positive out of this. Impersonator, Queen Rising. People could look at you as somebody who receives a lot of praise. or has received a lot of praise, has the ability to be in the spotlight. Because like I said, the moon is in Leo right now, and the sun is the spotlight, you know, the limelight. It is your higher self. It is being so focused. It is taking what you have and creating nothing out of something, you know what I mean? Planting a seed, watering it, and the sun energy, you know, blossoming and letting it grow, you know, to uncharted amounts. All right, we got photo proof here. Same shit, different day, and haunted. Okay, let's get into the tarot, because WTF, like what the fuck is really going on in this spread here? All right, what deck are we going to use today? Let's use the doodle. I might have to do a second read after this, because this energy, baby, is a little thick. And I don't know why I'm getting, you know, you want change, you got to do something different. You want different results, you got to change. You got to switch something up. It's an energy, you know, keep them guessing. And I feel like this is you. You know, you keep people guessing. All right, so we have Knight of Wands. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy. Knight of Wands is Leo energy. We have the Three of Cups, which is Cancer energy. Queen of Swords, Gemini energy. And the Six of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. A lot of you wish things could be so different. Don't we all? You know what I'm saying? If we could actually hop in that time machine, you know, and redo a thing or two, you know, but that's why we're able to evolve, and that's why we're able to re-event and, you know, experience metamorphosis, you know, transformation. That is what that is all about. You know, that is your second chance. That is your second coming. Sometimes your third, your fourth coming, you know. As long as you're still here and you able to open your eyes and get up and chase it, then that's your sign. You know, that's a clear message alone from God, from spirit, right? But like I said, you know, this is just you celebrating things for what they are, not what they could be, not what they would have been, you know, not what you should have did. You know, cherish those memories. Keep them with you. You know, they have made and they shaped and they molded who you are now and who you are becoming. You know what I mean? So just stay confident in that. You know, you have a very different type of charm about you. You know, you're somebody I feel that is, people see as adventurous, somebody that's, I'm getting off the wall. It's giving, I don't know, that Michael Jackson album, that Michael Jackson may be one of your guys' favorite entertainers, or that album in specific. You know, I see good memories here. I see bad memories. I see people who may have, you know, harshly judged or, you know, wrongfully accused you of certain things. But I feel like most important, you know, this about inner peace, and that's you. Ten of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. If this is what you're trying to get to, this is what you're trying to amount to. And like I said, the Queen of Wands got more than one chance. You know, like I said, this is the Phoenix rising here. This is somebody that was buried in the ashes, you know, and came back through with a flame, with the flame. Lighten everybody's path. You are the type, you know, an alliance with you is a powerful one. Is one that others would pose as a threat. You know what I mean? It's just like, think about your favorite, and I'm not like a big sports fan like that, but like your favorite basketball duo or your favorite football duo. You know what I'm saying? When they're out on the field or they're out on the court, like it's pure magic. You're just watching the two of them, you know, just play out there and do what they do. You know, it's an art form, if you ask me. You know what I mean? But you give off that type of energy. You know what I mean? Like a Shaq and Kobe, or you know, don't get me started. Like I said, I'm not that privy to sports like that, but you catch my drift. You know what I mean? Either you the lone wolf, you can build it by yourself, you know what I'm saying? Or you can finish it out with the team. You are a team player, and you will play out to the end. Blood, sweat, and tears, giving it your all. Literally, sometimes to you, you don't have nothing left to give, and nothing but the clothes off your back. All right, we have the Eight of Swords, Gemini energy. There could have been times you felt helpless. We have the Page of Wands, the Strength card, and the Knight of Pentacles. But you held your own, as you always do, with the Seven of Wands. Is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. And I'll show you the other ones. The Page of Wands, I said, came out. Ooh, the Seven of Swords. Did I say that? Came out too. The Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. I did tell you guys that. Gemini energy. Just be wary. In your growth, there's energies that will come in and try and take it away. Because Seven of Pentacles is amounting to something. But the Seven of Swords is taking away from something. But your energy still is fearless. And like I said, most importantly, focused. You breathe bravery, honor amongst these thieves. I mean, you may be the fool, but somehow you always run off laughing. I see a family here. A new family. I definitely see endings here of some sort here. This could be a separation, a divorce, an infidelity of some sort. But I do see relationships growing. I see reunions. I see a happy family. Some of you guys could be finding love in this Cancer season. We have the Hanged Man and the Magician, Aries energy. Somebody could be wanting to tie you down, Aries. Somebody may be willing to risk it all for you, love. Some of you guys, I get it all the time. Like, I don't want love. I don't want to hear about love. But some of y'all, I do see love in here. So plug your ears if you're not looking for love. But it's definitely here, you know. But like I said, we have the Hanged Man, the Magician, and the Hierophant. Just very strong. 4 major arcanas in a row, because you have Judgment as well that came out. So like I said, you know, there is always, where there's growth, there's deceit, you know, and when God give it, you know, people think they have the power to come in and take it away, regardless of what that is, your joy, your money, You know, it's physical, spiritual, your spirit. This is when you're going to have to know better and do better for yourself. Because you're going to get all the signs as you normally do. You know, you're going to get the call. This could be a phone call that you've been waiting for, that you've been waiting. Like for an opportunity, or just a call back from just someone in general that you've been waiting to hear from. Or you could be shocked by who this is that reaches out to you. We have Taurus, Aries, Pisces, and Libra. But most importantly, this is a spiritual calling. And in this next chapter, you know, especially during this season, you know, this is the mother figure of the zodiac. So this is when you really tap in to that mother's intuition. You know, everyone has that instinct, masculine or feminine. And this will be a time where it's the strongest for you, you know, and this might be a good time for you to start figuring out what sacrifices need to be made in your life, what you need to release, what you need to take a break on, what new outlook that you need to adopt for yourself, you know, and introduce. And if you the head of your household, you know, and you running the ship, you know, like I said, you're the leader, you know, so how you set the tone a lot of times for you Aries in general is how people follow behind you. You know what I mean? And that's what that Hierophant energy is as well. It represents, you know, somebody that people look to in a time of crisis or in a time of celebration. Just regardless, you have that energy also to be able to take a lot on, even when you may have a lot going on for yourself, you know, and that is some stellar type energy, you know. So, and a lot of times, you know, it sucks that you've gone through a lot. And you're able to relate to people. You're able to share your story, your testimony, and lighten the mood, you know, and open people's eyes up, because you never know who you could really relate to, you know what I mean, in real life. So that's why you don't count people out. And just like you give respect, if others don't give respect back, you know, that's fine. We're gonna exit stage left. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know you have the potential to start the drama and finish that shit. So we're gonna stay in the Hierophant magician type of energy here in this Hanged Man. We're gonna keep our friends close and our enemies closer, you know. And I'm gonna leave this reading here. Hit that like and subscribe button for more messages from me. I'll catch you guys later. Ciao.